Welcome to Backyard Cigars, and today we're going to be taking a look at a product that has been on the market for quite some time. I actually did a review on this particular case a few years back, and I'll add it to the links. And I also mentioned how I generally don't do product reviews. It's just not something that I like to do or want to do, and I rarely, even when I do get the rare request to review a product, I refrain. I generally like to test things out for quite some time, and if I'm really excited about the product, or if I have some particular experience with the product that inspires me to do a video, well, then I proceed. And today we have the Xikar cigar storage case. It can actually be many things. I mean, I know individuals who purchase these cases to store other items, including firearms and a bunch of other things that they consider valuable and that they want to protect. Now, one thing that this will not protect your cigars or anything else that you store it against is fire. I mean, it has some fire resistance, and although it can melt down depending on the heat it's exposed to, one would not expect this to be fire resistant or fireproof, or else it would be a whole lot heavier than what it is. And we're going to take a look at the insides. I do have some cigars from my previous trip to Puerto Rico, and we're going to take a look at some of the stickers that I've put on and the wear and tear that this has taken, and whatever is that you can notice. But we'll do that, and we'll talk a little bit about what the case is made of, and whether or not you think this is for you. They do make them in smaller sizes, so if you're not looking to hold 40 to 50 cigars like this case can potentially hold, then you can also find it in smaller sizes. And I don't know about colors, but I think black is a good color for this, to hide the wear and tear, but I don't think it's available in other colors, but I could be wrong on that as well. It's been a few years. So first, I get a lot of free stickers from Luxury Cigar Club, and they come in the packages of things that you buy. And if I like them in particular, I'll put them on. This one here was an old sticker from Martinez Cigar that they no longer, I don't even think they make this one anymore. They have new ones now. And as you can tell, I didn't even realize this, but I went on a trip some time ago up north, and somehow this got scratched on. Now, that looked like it was the work of a child. I can assure you that. That was the work of a child in a place that I was visiting, more than likely. This probably attracted them to the box. And although this this can be locked, so you can indeed lock this so that a child cannot get to it. So you have these points right here where you can insert your own kind of lock that will fit. Probably be a small lock, and it'll just be more for deterrence from children and any small animal that might want to get in there, like a raccoon perhaps. And but a raccoon would probably scratch this up pretty good. It would try to chew on it, and it would more than likely try to chew on the edges right here to open it, and it would probably chew on the handle. And I can guarantee you this much: at most, what you're going to see from the raccoon's teeth are some very, very small scratches, perhaps a few that might be a little deeper, because this particular case is made out of ABS plastic. And its hardness is 30 to 60 megapascals. That's the high tensile strength rating for this, 30 to 60 megapascals. Now, going back to the ABS plastics, it's basically what Legos are made of. And we all know Legos are practically indestructible. They'll take a 7-foot man down and put him out on his back and into a stretcher, and they will look no different than they did before the 300 pounds stepped on them. So that's how strong they are. And look, one of the cons of this type of material, this ABS, is that it can scratch, and I will say that it doesn't scratch as easily as other ABS cases or products that are out there. And reason for that is that you can manipulate ABS a little bit and make it more resistant in some ways, and it seems that they've done that with this case. So I wouldn't say that it scratches easily. I would say that it can scratch, and that if someone is intending to scratch or run a piece of metal across it or something like that, a rock, then it could leave a mark. But hey, look, it gives the case character, and nothing inside is ever in danger for something like that happening. Now, acrylonitrile butadiene styrene is what ABS is. And again, 30 to 60 megapascals. A megapascal is a unit to measure force, pressure, or stress, and it's in the International System of Units. The Pascal is actually named after Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician, physicist, inventor, writer, and philosopher. And to give you an idea, 40 pascals is considered the state of super hard material as per the Vickers hardness test. And I've mentioned this before. If you go on their website, I think there's a video where it shows them trying to destroy this case. I'll see if I can link that. They're basically throwing it off rooftops or third-story buildings and trying to run it over with their cars and trucks. And it's literally, for me, this is the Tonka truck of the cigar world. Pretty close to it. I mean, it's got that durability factor. It's just something that you look for with your cigars. You want them to be extremely safe, or if you're storing something else, perhaps. But today it's about cigars. I've always loved this particular Viaje sticker, and I felt like the fact that it's in the shape of a heart, I kind of felt like, wow, this is a perfect spot for this sticker. And luckily it's also in a spot that doesn't get as much exposure, so it won't get scratched up. I also got this one from Luxury Cigar Club and Rojas Street Tacos, Noel Rojas, and his cigar skills are always a tasty treat. Willie's Cigars out in Puerto Rico attracted my attention, and then we have Warfighter Tobacco Company. I think they make excellent cigars, and I think that they haven't been as highly distributed as other cigars, and for that reason, some of us may or may not have heard of them. They do get sold on other websites now that I've seen, and they also make very good cigar accessories as well. I actually purchased one particular cigar case, a smaller one, from them that might make a cameo in this one. You know what? It may make a cameo in this one. I know this one is all about the Xikar, but I might just let that Warfighter product make a cameo and see what you guys think. Or should I maybe... We'll see. I'll decide. And as you can see, that's back to now we're going to come back to the front of this. Now, I got back from a trip. You put this on an airplane. And when you are ready to open this baby up, you mistakenly don't release the pressure valve, right? This is the air release valve, pressure valve. And this is what you have to turn in order to let that air escape so that you can open the case. Now, importance of this is big because a lot of us will, especially me in this case, will carry Bovita bags in this case to maintain the humidity. And those bags can explode. They can. Provided the right conditions and pressure, they can explode. And you don't want that to happen, because if they explode inside this case and release all of that liquid, I mean, if you were wise enough to have all of your cigars in cellophane, then you might be all right. Your foam might be a little bit messed up. You can clean that up and you can take care of that. But it's also going to release liquid. That's going to affect the humidity inside your case. And you just don't want that to happen. That's plain and simple, whether your cigars are in cellophane or not. And I do both. I carry some with cellophane and some without. But I also rest easy knowing that I've got this pressure valve. Now, if I forget to release that and I go straight here and I try to open this case, look, see what happens? I'd have to pry it open, and that's not what I would want to do. That would not be what you would want to do. What you'd want to do is this. We can hear that. And I just keep turning it. You can do a full turn if you want. I just like to tinker with it and feel out when I've gotten all of the air out. You know, when you just hear it like a little tiny whisper. I feel pretty confident now, so I'm going to turn it back, close it. Tighten it up, don't need to too tight. Now, that first one, after releasing the air, is still going to be a little tight, but a lot easier. And as you can see, I still got the 65 up here, small one that I press in there. And we've opened it up, and as you can see, the back has not exploded. It's fine. It's reading 68. A little warmer than I would want it. Normally, it reads a straight 65. Probably it had some of that warm air trapped in there. Could be. Or just the air from the climate from where I was coming from was, 90-degree temperature, high humidity. And, you come back into a cold environment. It's only been but for so long. And let's look at these cigars. So here we go. This and the Escopeta are my favorite cigars from Finca Neo Hygrometer. And this was originally their first closest to a Cuban puro. Escopeta was the second. The Escopeta is here. Again, they're in cellophane. I purchased them that way. This is the Montpousiao, which is named after a sticky rice. This is Deja la Drama. And I've made comments about this, but I'm going to review this at a later date. These are little shorties that are called little dog walkers, 7-minute smokes, more or less. And this is from the Serie Santiago. I think this is the smallest cigar they offer. They also offer some house custom rolls, which I didn't get a chance to try. And they're naked and unbanded. And they're about $2 or $3 each. Don't know what tobacco they use in them. But these two were gifts from Antonio and Francisco. And this is just a Cuban cigar. Give you a close-up on this. Rafael Gonzalez. Flor de Rafael Gonzalez, Habana, Malquez. And these are some nice little Cuban cigars that they gave me as a gift. And again, if you want to look at Deja la Drama, which is Stop the Drama, El Escopeta, and Montpousiao. I'm not going to undress them for you here because this is supposed to be more about the case. But you see these cigars that I have in here. This is the HVA. These are cigars that, I really, I don't want anything to happen to these cigars on my way back. And so I wanted to be secure, and I brought this case knowing, as always, that this would come through. Now we're going to remove this, the first level. This foam, it's a high quality, high grade foam. And it conforms to the cigar's shape, and it holds it in place very, very well. And even if your cigar is a little bigger, you can still manage to, it's up to a certain point, and then, you just have to go store it at the bottom. But the way it compresses, just the quality of this foam, not all foam is created equal. And this foam is very high resistance as well, and it's just really good quality. We're on the second level here, and this is a Quesada 50th anniversary. And this is a vintage cigar here that I had. I didn't get a chance to show the brothers this particular one from the vintage cigar store. And it's one of those no frills brands. They also gave me one of Jesus Martinez's cigars because they were there, and they wanted to extend this gift to me. I accepted it. Got some stickers, so we'll be adding one of these stickers towards the end of the video. And I got some bands I collected from my stay, and yeah, got that. So we've got 4 of these come in, and they have 10 slots. So that equals to 40 cigars. But in some cases, we have cigars where one could go here and one could go here, right? Or if you've got some small ones, you can add them up top or whatever. And that's why you can go 40 to 50, and in some cases, probably even more than that if you have really small cigars. Now, at the bottom here, I didn't want to open this package. This was the complimentary gift that I got here at Finca Neo Jibairo. And this from the Serie Santiago. So this is using Dominican and Puerto Rican tobacco together. And it's in a humi-packed type of... Let's see if I... It's kind of small. And it's in Spanish. So, seguimos sembrando. That is, we continue to plant. And I guess if you scan that QR code, then maybe you can find out more information on them, and that'll help you out. But I just realized this. That's Antonio. That's Antonio Castro Barreto, and yeah, that's pretty much him. And yeah, call him Tony. Con el Tony. Prende y aprende. Light and learn. And that's pretty cool. So I'll be opening these at a later date, putting them away, taking them out of here. But it was pretty cool. So I just kept them like this at the bottom. But you can keep extra cigars here at the bottom too. And you don't have to worry about the compression of... You see how I had them? You don't have to worry. It just compresses ever so softly. And it's never putting the cigars in danger, even the ones at the bottom. So that's another plus. And I really like, it snaps on pretty good. It just locks on pretty good. And this is just tough material. What can I tell you? I mean, it's you don't expect something like this to be solvent resistant. ABS is not big on solvent resistance. So if someone, pours a, cup of acid over this, you'll see some degradation, and it'll compromise the case. But in those are rare and extreme cases. But some of you might be scientists out there and watching this and saying, well, hey, I like to take my cigar case to the lab or something like that. What if something like that spills on it? Well, it has some resistance. And again, ABS can be manipulated to resist certain things more than others. What their manipulation is, or what their calculations are for this particular product, I don't know. I'm sure it's their own patent. But it will have some resistance to that. And of course, the water resistance, you can't forget that. Not 100% sure if it's 100% waterproof, but it is water resistant, and I do believe it floats. Although I haven't tried that yet. Nor am I interested to trying it anytime soon, but I think that that's one of the listed things that they did to abuse this case in the Xikar video. So you can definitely probably find out from that video alone. And now it's time to put the sticker on. Now, I didn't show you the bottom, but it's got these foam pads right here, so it won't scratch up certain things when you're sliding it across. I've got Luxury Cigar Club up there in what seems to be good retail space, but the bottom, I usually put stickers that I know are going to take some abuse and that I have more of and I can replace if I need to. This is actually just one of my favorite coffee houses in PA, and then this is from Martinez Cigars also when they released the Bodega series and when they did their collaboration with Luxury Cigar Club called Hangry Cigar. And this is another from Luxury Cigar Club that looks pretty cool. And so I've got to find space on this for my brothers from Finca Neo Jibairo. There. I think this is where I'm going to put it. It's not interfering with this valve in any way, even though it's slightly underneath it and it's in a good spot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe this little area with some rubbing alcohol so that the adhesive can really take to it. Let it dry real quick, and then show you the finished product. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Thank you for watching, folks. Till next time on Backyard Cigars.